look for a better solution because that's what I've been doing for the last year. And so many of my illnesses just disappeared. They just went like poof. My fibromyalgia gone in 2 weeks, like an incurable disease just disappeared. I've been having quite a lot of issues in the last few days since my biopsy. I mean, as you've seen in the last video, my biopsy created a hematoma on top of my whole kidney. So I can't really move around. I can't really do much right now. The second I start moving, it hurts a lot, which makes it kind of hard because there's this human instinct where I want to look for something better. I want to look for a better solution because that's what I've been doing for the last years. That was what I was doing when I was growing my own vegetables and stuffing myself with superfoods. And I ended up almost dying. Then I found the carnivore diet and so many of my illnesses just disappeared. They just went like poof. My fibromyalgia gone in 2 weeks, like an incurable disease just disappeared. That whole pain in my whole body where I couldn't move, I couldn't think, I couldn't function. The brain fog, boom, gone. I had a candida overgrowth, which I found out after starting carnivore because I got the die off. I had this fungus all over my fingers and my toes, and that I had been battling for years. It was so horrendous, and it was like my skin was breaking open, bleeding, and no one knew what it was. I went carnivore, gone. Within 3 weeks, I think that thing was completely gone. In 3 weeks, I had just a little bit of scars, and now you can't even see where I had it. It's completely gone. My mental health improved tremendously. My anxiety, my panic attack, many of my autistic sensitivities, they have become so much better. Sometimes I forget to put on my earplugs when I go in stores because the sound is not bothering me as much. It's not even close to the way it was bothering me. But then, my blood work is still not okay. I still seem to have that super rare myelofibroma, and my kidneys are not working. I'm quite sure that my kidneys have been destroyed by oxalates because for the food I was eating, for my genetic mutation that seems to create oxalates on top of not being able to get rid of them, I increased my oxalate intake. Now I'm drinking choffies instead of boffies. If you've seen my boffy video, this is a choffee, which means it has a piece of dark chocolate in there to get the oxalate from it. Because I cannot afford to dump more oxalates, because if I start dumping more oxalates, I might not come out of the hospital because my kidney function has plummeted in the last 2 months, and that went literally along with when I felt the dumping happening and the headaches and all the other stuff. And of course, if you look at mainstream media, you think, well, of course you're eating carnivore, so of course your kidneys are dying. But all the other thousands of people who are eating carnivore out there and that had kidney problems, that went off dialysis, that healed everything, and all the stuff I healed, I just can't bring myself to believe that it's not going to work. And I feel stupid thinking like that because I think that's my human part that is scared, that feels vulnerable, that feels like I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move on. We're in a pretty dire situation here in the house. I'm caring for my old mother that is not really bedridden, but almost. I'm almost bedridden, so the situation is not very nice. And sometimes you just think, like, I can't do it. And then you have a wife that looks at you and smiles, and then you just get angry. And why are you smiling? Everything is okay, and everything is not okay. It's like, no, everything is okay. Everything's gonna be okay. I get so angry at her when she keeps repeating that, and But I know that she's the sun of my light because she brings light where I have trouble seeing it right now. But I think it's important that this information goes out there because, I mean, I have my carnivore heroes, Dr. Chaffee, Dr. Canberry, Carrie, that I adore because this is such a pure soul, and so many other out there. But, there's also the hard part. And if I were able to see more hard parts, maybe that would help me go through this hard part. Because I see lots of successful stories, but I can't really find lots of in-between stories, between the, unsuccess and the success. There's a stage where you just have to have faith, get all your balls out, and every day just walk your talk and keep going and keep believing that you're doing the best thing there is to do. Because pretty much we're alone in this path, because can't go to the doctor and tell them what's happening. I can't even tell my doctor I'm carnivore. My nephrologist would fire me, and that's the only one I found. There's literally no one around. My nephrologist didn't even know what oxalates were. I'm like, oh, do you have kidney stones? No. Well, then you don't have oxalates. Told him I have the mutation. Said that increases his homocysteine. I'm like, no. The other MTHFR mutation increases homocysteine. My mutation, although it is an MTHFR mutation, is the A1289C mutation that does not increase homocysteine. It's mostly normal. It's rare that it does. So, yeah, my homocysteine is normal. That's the other aspect of my life. I'm literally dying, but I'm healthy than 99% of people on this planet, which is so ridiculous. Because I look at my blood work, I'm like, yeah, you have a few things that are out of whack, but it makes no sense because you should be healthy because all your markers are healthy. Although my organs are collapsing, I'm healthy. So my family doctor dismissed my lab work, said, oh yeah, your formula is inverted, and this is, well, but it doesn't matter because, it's just your age. I'm like, yeah, just my age. That was a year ago. Maybe I could have felt better had he looked into it, or maybe not, because then I would not have done what he said, because he's insane. My wife went to see him one day because she suffers from terrible cramps. And when we started Carnivore, her cramps became insane. She's always suffered from cramps her whole life, horrible, both feet like this, her whole life, and no one has ever found out why. We tried this stuff. I'm like, maybe she can get a thorough blood work exam to see if there's something that's missing that we can help her with. She didn't even look at her exam. Her cholesterol was high, for carnivore, it's not even fantastic because it's 130 or something. Ridiculous. I have it almost 600. And he said, well, that's what creates your cramps. She's like, how can cholesterol create cramps? Oh, yes, it makes your blood thick and it creates cramps in your legs. That was a medical doctor explanation for her cramps. So if you have true brain cell communicating in your brain, you will understand why I can't go to the doctor, and why finding someone to talk to is really hard, and why that makes me feel very vulnerable and very lonely, because my only way through this is through food, because it's the only thing I have access to. Food, that's it. And research and papers and YouTube's, my God, it's so sad that I have to rely on YouTube's, but it's also very nice because at least there's humans helping humans to go through the hard times. And maybe that's actually the best thing that happened to us, the internet and YouTube, because we can actually watch other people's experience if they're truthful and take from it. There's a lot of wack people out there, but after a few times you figure out that they're wacky and they need more help than we do, so it weeds itself out. But yeah, so I guess I'm shooting out to everyone that's having a hard time. I'm right there with you. Hang in, because I will. And thank you for everyone that is sharing their life and their experience, because I think that that's the only way out, to let people know what happens to us so that they can take it, throw it away, whatever, but at least there's real free choice. Because what we're getting from any establishment in any country, and trust me, I lived in Switzerland, Italy, Germany, England, United States, like Arizona, California, Oregon, now in Spain. It doesn't matter where you live. It does not matter where you live. We're one big community. Things we haven't figured out yet, that we're one big community. That's why we keep fighting each other. We just have different cultures, but they all express in the same ways. And the people that want to make money, and the people that have a need for power because they're inherently so scared of their own shadow that they feel like by having power over others, they will heal their own wounds, which will never happen. But this happens in every country. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what you believe in, whether you're a Catholic, an Arab, or a Zionist. It doesn't matter. What you have in your heart is exactly the same thing everywhere. We all look for safety and healing our wounds. The thing is, we usually don't even know what our wounds are because we tend to hide them, because looking at them makes us feel vulnerable. So hiding our wounds makes us deceivingly stronger, so we can go out in the world, show a good face, and hide it with the rest until it explodes, and explodes with our beloved ones, explodes with our children, explodes with our partners, our friends, our work. So, well, I guess my point is keep doing YouTubes, keep setting it, putting it out there, keep recording yourself, keep sharing your life so that other people know that we're not alone, because there's no one alone on this planet. Not even evil people are alone. Because I'm pretty sure that anyone out there, the second they show their real face and they say, hey, geez, I got it all wrong, give me a hand. I don't know about you, but I think that most of us would. I think we would say, okay, I'll give you a hand, as long as you recognize what you've been doing. And Jesus, so many people are dying right now on this planet because of the food we're creating, because of the things that are cold food but are not food that we're putting inside of our body that is slowly killing us. And, well, thank you to everyone that is sharing something. And if this helps you, just give me a like, a subscribe, a share. Help me growth, okay? So I can reach more people, so we can together become a bigger and healthier planet. And I will promise to be truthful to myself and just tell you the truth. And if this is not going to work out, I will let you know it's not going to work out, because I'm not invested in anything. But I need to do it to know if it's going to work out. So that's it. See you soon.